going to introduce a bit about where I come from first, but I'm speaking on behalf of Upstart. So I actually, as an unemployed trainee architect, you have to keep yourself busy, and so basically I run with other people an initiative called Street Feast, which is a national day to celebrate community by getting people out on the street. Another thing that we recently did was outdoor cinema in the parks in Fitzwilliam Square, Dartmouth Square, and also just yesterday we did a people's picnic on the street in O'Connell Street to redefine public space and to question what's going on, but also to create conversation and discussion. So when Peter and Aaron first came to me and asked me, told me about their ideas for redefining the lampposts during the general election, I just jumped in because it just sounded like such a great way to continue that work of questioning and of challenging public space. So I guess, in a way it was an opportunity to introduce a bit of colour and a bit of inspiration, typically dominated by like mind-numbing posters such as these ones, and the aim really was to put creativity at the centre. Our other aims were to encourage a debate on the role of the arts, highlight the importance of creativity and ingenuity, especially when we need a kind of a boost, emphasise the value of the arts to public life, and really show that a healthy cultivation of the arts can really help in the development of the country. So we basically got together, a group of us, and there were, I guess over the next few slides, it'll show you a bit about like the process of what we went through, which is quite a challenge because first of all, we didn't know each other. We'd never worked together. We had no money. We had no idea when the election was. We weren't even sure if it was possible, or we weren't even sure if it was legal. So it was a huge challenge. And the over time, we kind of developed roles. This was kind of October time. We weren't too sure if the election was going to be in April, May, or if it was going to be pulled forward. It was really touch and go. So we went ahead. We developed some fundraisers, some really crazy fundraisers. We had a mashup of wrestling and slam poetry in the complex, which went down a storm. And all of the time was spent like kind of waiting for the announcement of the election, while also putting out the word that we were looking for submissions. We were looking for people to submit their posters. So in the end, we got 500 solutions, 500 pieces of work, poetry and art. We were waiting for the time when Cowan would finally dissolve it all, and then we could actually start the campaign. We couldn't put posters up before that. And I guess we were like, we had teams of people who went out on that day, blitzing the city. We had 1,000 posters. These were heavy posters. This is only a small part. They actually went further north and out to the west as well. But there was a huge amount of posters. So we were also, it was fascinating to see the impact on people when we were putting them up. And down the line, this is the boardwalk. So this is what we were doing, was creating a platform for artists to express themselves at a time when generally art is shunned in favour of economics and politics. It wasn't to say that art is more important, it's just to say that it's a complement and that we really do need to think about this and to encourage creativity in all aspects of society and business if we want to actually get ourselves out of the sticky situation we're in. So it was also looking at ways in which, you know, we could it was redefining public space. It was putting art into places which weren't usually there. It wasn't in galleries, it wasn't in private space, it was actually out there, and so it really challenged people who might not never have seen art before. It kind of was, what it sparked was little moments of inspiration. It was able to nudge people off their daily walk to work and to kind of consider new things, kind of just challenge their ideas. And I guess it posed a lot of questions for us as well. It was posing questions, well, does art inspire creativity in itself? What are we doing here with this? And does it provoke conversation on the street? And maybe it was a commentary on where we are as a society. So, and expressing the anger and frustration. And yet, really, the project wasn't really quantifiable. It was hard to work out exactly where we went with it. And, well, not where we went with it, but just what actually came out at the end. But it's been really fascinating to be working on collaborative interventions in space, in public space, such as the ones you've seen. And and Upstart are open to any kind of suggestions for future projects. Thanks very much.